Introducing the 3 stellar youth panelists who were nominated by a teacher, community-based organization, a cultural partner, or a teaching artist as an outstanding student engaged in creative learning opportunities at his or her school, in their community, and in their neighborhood. These are our 3 youth panelists who are our specialists this evening.
Well, when I was at Washington, it was like really crazy because like our drum line was like really getting shuffled around. Nobody seemed to want us to be there. Like when we'd be practicing, other teachers would come in and say that we were disrupting them, even though we were just trying to do our thing. And I was really wondering why it's not as important, because the arts have really been had a huge impact on my life. It's helped me be able to be creative and express myself in a way that I can make friends and we can have a connection with my friends and my father.
And probably build competence and confidence as well, which is transferable. But there's a sense that it's not as important as other core subjects. And the fact of the matter is, both for the school district, the city, the state, across the spectrum, there's real challenges from the budget. But it's providing the data as well, and the research that shows the role that it plays. I do think we should, one of the things we're interested in looking at is what can we do from the city to support arts education. Again, the school district has the responsibility for the bulk of the funding. We have something called the Families Education Levy, which has additive funding. Plus we have our own funding from city sources that we put directly into the school district. And we do fund support for arts programs, and I do want the Families and Education Levy to have that component.
While I was at Franklin, people didn't really take advantage of the things they had. And while I was at Rainier Beach, I can state that we fought to keep school open, and they were trying to shut it down. And it's like the 3rd or 2nd time that it's happened.
As a creative person, would you agree that the arts are valuable assets to forming complete human beings? And if so, how could you not provide them to all children and youth equally?
It is a complete part of someone's education, clearly, and it's a part of community.
We are, to the degree that we can, putting our money where our mouth is. So we have a new student assignment plan that we've implemented this year, which means that we're assigning students to schools. And part of our commitment and obligation is that we make sure that regardless of where a student is assigned, that he or she will have access to certain things. And we believe arts programming is one of them. So we've actually set aside, in these tough budget times, over $400,000 over the course of this year to expand what we have going and make sure that we have more equitable options. It was interesting, as an anecdote, I was talking with our director for transportation tonight. He's a transportation guy, big operations guy, and he said, I was a fine arts major in college. And I said, get out. And he said, yes, I was. And I said, I'm going to speak tonight with some students and some community members about the importance of arts in the community and in our schools. I said, what would you say you really took away from that, because clearly your career right now is not in fine or performing arts. And he said, well, it taught me to be pretty nimble and be pretty creative in how I approach problems, and I think that that's huge. So I think the more experiences we can give students where they can be creative, where they can sort of be pushed out of their comfort zones, find innovative solutions to dilemmas, we're just creating better workers, better people, better civic contributors to the society that we share, and there's power in that.
It's good to hear that you two seem to be behind us on this. But to touch slightly back to what Tanai said, I heard from him that, and I agree, that I've seen in many schools that not all teachers, other than the arts teachers, that is, are really behind the arts. So my question is, do you think it would be beneficial to have a traveling seminar to go to the schools only with the teachers and really convey the psychological importance of arts to young children, so that the teachers that are being looked up to by these high schoolers know that it is important to convey to the kids that they need to take arts as something that can severely enrich their lives and something that they should find a place for in themselves.
So you raise a really good point, which is that if we're going to look at our commitment to the arts and arts education as being bigger than what the art teacher does with his or her art students in a classroom, but really make it about more broadly creative expression, that does need to be something that the broader staff and faculty in a school share. And we need to create more opportunities for those conversations. And we're fortunate that we have leadership in the district like Carrie Campbell, who works with groups of teachers, both art specific and beyond, to really grow that. But we could do more of that. It's a very, very good idea.
Given the importance of the arts in full education, cultivating creativity and healthy expression, how are the arts being incorporated into the mayor's youth violence prevention initiative? I think you began to address that, but if you can be a little bit more specific, that would be great.
I probably can't describe it as fully as it's being done. But I would say that there is a recognition that youth development, which is part of, the counterpoint to youth violence or gang activity, providing, good pathways and good opportunities for people to, you folks have mentioned the benefits already. So it's a combination of things, whether it's through the programs we run at the community centers and through the Parks Department. It's partnering we are an art city. I think if you looked at our city, one of the things you'd point out that we have is music and art and theater, and making those connections, things like the Vera Project, for example, the partnership I mentioned between the school district and our Office of Arts and Cultural Affairs. Other examples are, there have been community-run programs to deal with youth that have had difficulty. To develop murals to go on the walls around vacant lots or lots that are under construction. So I just think it's one of the important things we can do.
When you think back to one of your most powerful, influential arts experiences, whether it was with a teacher in a certain program, I want to know, what was it about that person or program that made it what it was for you?
When I joined the drum line, it was really hands-on. Like, he's like coming over, and if I'm having trouble, he's like, yeah, I can help you with that. I'm like, oh, okay. This is a change for me.
I started drama 2 years ago, and it helped me out because it helped me be myself, and it helped me get through high school and actually graduate. And I was in really big danger of not doing it.
I would like to see a lot more attention paid to the children who easily slip by without basically any art experience whatsoever.
Smaller classes, more interactions with teachers. Yeah.
More choices.
More choices. Better variety. So I want to thank this incredible panel. Thank the audience too for participating.